Hello all, my name is Jingles, and today I'm going to be showing you all how to make one of the most infamously annoying patterns in Minecraft skins for clothes, and that is plaid. Please sit back, relax, and enjoy. Here is how to make plaid pants. These are great if you want to do, mostly I've used them for like pajama pants, but like you can do really anything you want. First thing I always do is mark the front of my skins, so you don't want to end up making it backwards. And normally when we do make outfits on this channel, I tell you guys to make 4 color palettes. For this one, you actually only need 3. And I suggest that these colors all be pretty close together. You can do some hue shifting, but you shouldn't choose like purple, orange, and green. Like that just won't look like plaid in this situation. You kind of need to stick to like a very close together color scheme. So I'm gonna start off with like a pink. Okay, so it turned into more of a purple, but that's totally fine. First thing you're gonna do is outline your pants, which means you're gonna make the shape of them. If you want it to be long, great, you can do that. If you want them to be short, you can also do that. It actually really does not matter. I'm just gonna make them this length. By the way, you should really turn on the mirror tool down here if you're on Skindex. If you're on Planet Minecraft, there's also a mirror tool there, so that you don't have to do everything twice and it'll just carry over across the other leg. All right, next thing, you're gonna take your darkest color, and in the very center line right here, you're just gonna do 2 pixels wide in the center, skip 1 pixel, so there's light in between, and then just keep lining that all the way down to the end. Next thing you're gonna do is you're gonna skip 1 pixel to the right, and add just a 1 by 1, like 1 pixel right over here. And do the same thing, lining it all the way down. Then you're going to take your middle color and you are going to want to line all of this dark stuff with this middle color so it's not touching any of the lightest color. So it'll look like something like this. So you see how the only color that this dark is touching on all sides is the second darkest. It's not touching any of that light stuff. So you're going to end up creating like a checker pattern, which is basically what plaid is. Just so that you can have that, like the different color scheme. Here we go. And that's actually really all you need to do for the front for the pattern. We're gonna move on to the side now, and then we'll get some outer layer going. For the side, what I like to do here is take the outermost color, whatever color you have on like the very edge of the torso, and like wrap that around over to the first pixel on the legs. And you could do that all the way back here as well. So you wanna have a middle part on the legs that's 2 pixels wide, so you'll see that right here. So you're going to leave the middle open. You're going to take the color that's closest and wrap it around. Wrap it around over here too. And then we are going to fill in this middle part by doing the same thing that we essentially did. You can take your darker color, you're going to put it here, and make sure it's only touching the second darkest color. It should not be touching the lightest color. And then you're going to fill in everything else with the second darkest color, the middle color. So it should be looking like that when you're done. And if you use the mirror tool, it'll already be over here, but make sure you get this little part over here too. I'm not going to do it for the tutorial, but like fill it in obviously. When you are making pants, make sure to fill in this part over here underneath the legs. What I like to do is just, you know, take all the colors that are already here and do that. If it bothers you and you look down here and you're like, oh, what the heck, that's weird, you can add this color over there, whatever you want. And make sure you also get the inside. This is different from when we are doing like the pattern on the outside and the inside. I don't really care. And I just continue, wrap around whatever color's already there, like all the way through. I don't bother with any more patterns. Just like that on the inside of both legs. And also finally, make sure you get this part on the bottom of the torso. I do the same thing here. I just take the colors and wrap it all the way around. All right, let's talk about outer layer for a second. You need outer layer on your skins, or else it will look pretty unrealistic. Like pants aren't just like totally flat. They have a lot of texture, they have folds, especially if it's like baggy pajama pants, which is kind of what I'm imagining this as, especially with the color. You're gonna want some outer layer here. So what I tend to do is you can start at the top or the bottom, whatever you want, and I alternate between 2 pixel wide, or 2 pixel tall, and 1 pixel tall, just outlines of the color that is already there. So you notice how when I outlined this color, I didn't like do any new colors. It was already what was on the inner layer. I just transferred it to the outer layer. So I do a 2 by 3 tall square on both sides. I'll skip 1, and then I'll do a 1 by 3. I'll skip 1, and then I'll do another 2 by 3. And that is generally the pattern that I like to do. Sometimes, in some situations, I only like to go 2 across. Doesn't really matter, you can do whatever you want. And I also like to outline the very top, like the waistband over here. I don't like to go all the way across, like with those 2 too. I don't like to do that. I just like to do like the inside. So there's always like a little buffer zone. And then you wrap that around. So like you keep like doing that on the side. So just basically you outline what you already have here. And you just make it go around. And you do that for all of the rest. The back is going to be exactly the same as the front, literally 0 difference. The only thing that I suggest that you do is instead of manually copying this to the back, oh my god, please do not do that. Please use Planet Minecraft's clone mode. You can basically just copy everything on the front and take that to the back. If you don't know how to do that, I will link one of my other 1 billion videos where I have gone over it, and I just don't honestly feel like explaining it here for the 10,000th time. Subscribe to learn more cool tips like that will save you time. We are moving on to skirts, and this can also be incorporated into like sort of like an overall pattern, which I've done a couple times. But yeah, let's pick our 3 colors. I'll use different ones this time. I'll go for like a blue. Very cool. And you're gonna take your lightest color and you're gonna outline your skirt however long you want it to be, wherever you do want it to be. You can do all of that fancy stuff. That is going to be my skirt outline here. You're going to take your darkest color and starting on one of the sides, either the right or the left, the top, you're just going to do another like small pattern. What I mean by like a smaller pattern for plaid is that the squares, the checkers that you're kind of making here for the plaid are only 1 by 1. Later in this video, there will be a larger pattern for a jacket that's going to be 2 by 2. You'll see what I mean. So you just basically want like one pixel on the top. You're going to skip a row going down and just continue that all the way with all of your space over here. And then you're going to take your middle color and do the same thing that we did with the pants. You are going to wall out all of the darkest colors. So make sure that the only color that the darkest the darkest tea that you have is your middle color. So it should not be touching any of that light stuff. I kind of really hate this middle color. I could have changed it, but for the purpose of this video, I do not care. And then for the outer layer here, I do like to do the waistband, which is what I did in the last video. So just just right like that. And I also like to outline the edge on the bottom over here. So it will end up looking something like that. For skirts, this is the opposite of what I told you for the pants, but I generally don't care about the pattern that is going to be on the outside because I usually only do short skirts, and it's most of the skirt falls on the torso, not on the pants, so it's not really visible. So I just kind of do the wraparound theory thing, whatever you want to call it, all the way around. Like I don't even bother with the middle pattern. And then I continue that outer layer too as well. You do the same thing on the other side. And just like the pants, the back will be the exact same. So all you need to do is go to Planet Minecraft or whatever editor that you want to use that has a cloning feature. Copy this over here and copy it onto the back. And that is your skirt. If you do want to make it into a kind of overall kind of thing, be my guest. All you got to do is create an overall outline. You should have like a little middle belt color, whatever you want to call that. This is a really ugly color. It's just to show the purpose of the overall. And you're just going to continue the pattern that I already showed you guys. So you're just going to do this. You're going to get your middle color. Do this. And boom, you have yourself a cool kind of overall look. I say overalls. This is like a dress. I don't even know why I'm saying overalls. It's not even like overalls. But that is a nice pattern. You can add a little bit of outer layer if you feel so inclined. But this is for skirts mainly. I just added this little tidbit in case anyone was interested. But we will be moving on to the next pattern, next clothing item now. Alright, next is a shirt, just like literally a t-shirt. And if this tutorial feels repetitive, you're right, it is. But I figured that people probably aren't watching the whole video. They're just like skipping to the part that they want. So I will go over everything. Again and again and again, yay! Get your 3 colors here. I already got mine. I'm doing a nice green, and then we're going to do an outline for our shirt. You can make the sleeves however long you want, however long your heart desires. I'm going to do like that. And then we're going to outline our shirt here. Make sure you leave some room for the collar at the top. It can be 2 pixels, it can be 4 pixels. Again, whatever you really want. You can also make the shirt whatever length you want. I usually do it the entire length of the torso and then like one little thing down here. Make sure you leave these 2 pixels open. We'll start on the arms, the sleeves. You can take your darkest color and the side that is closest to the torso. You are going to add 2 pixels just like that, or however long your sleeves are. You're just going to add some pixels. If it's only 3 long, it'll just look like that. Make sure you leave a space in the middle, and then you carry that over to the right. You take your middle color, and as I've been saying this entire video, cover your clothing so that the only pixels that the darkest ones are touching are the middle ones. So you don't want this to be directly touching this lighter color. I mean, diagonal is fine, of course, but like it shouldn't be adjacent to it. Then you are going to take this same pixel, whatever you have over here on the side of your arm that is closest to the torso, and you're going to wrap that around. Just continue it over to the torso over here, just like that. And then we're just going to continue our pattern all the way down. Take your second darkest color, and you're just going to fill in everything like I said. So you should make sure that the darkest pixels are not touching the lightest pixels. Just do that literally all the way around your shirt. It might take a little bit, and that's okay. Take your time. And then you have a very cool plaid shirt. I really like this color. It reminds me of like frogs. For the outer layer here, we will see to it on the arms over here. I normally just do like a 2x2 little square over here, just like that in the middle. And I don't do much outer layer for the actual shirt. I do the collar just like that, and then I do the very end. So it'll end up looking like this. Sometimes I add this pixel over here as well, but if you do that, make sure that you transfer that all the way over here around, so it'll look like that on both sides. For the inner layer over here, like inside of where your arms are covering, you're just gonna take whatever color is already on the most like outer part of your torso and just like wrap that all the way around for this color too. And make sure you do this on both sides. The mirror does not work here, so you have to actually manually do it. Or you can use the cloning feature of Planet Minecraft or some other editor. Up here, make sure you do the same kind of thing over here, except that we are going to have to do a little bit of filling in on the collar area, because if you think about it, that's not how shirts work. Like they don't just have like a hole that goes all the way back. You have to add this right here, so it is limited. That's like where your neck would come out right there. And if your shirt does extend down into the legs, make sure you get this part over here. You fill that in so that it's not looking empty. And also over here, make sure you fill that in as well. On the inside of the arms over here, you should also fill it in. And also on the top. Oh my goodness, there's so much stuff to fill in. But you guys get the idea. Make sure you transfer all of your outer layer also over to the other side. For the arms over here, I actually am going to say that it's better to do this thing. Oopsies. The thing where you do, which I explained earlier if you watched the video, you do the wraparound for only 1 pixel, and then you repeat that on the back, just like over here, and then the middle is going to be different. You're just going to fill it in so that your lightest colors don't touch your darkest colors like that. So it's like a wider kind of version of what's over here. It's just like 1 pixel wider. And then you continue your outer layer as you would on the side. Then you use that cloning feature, which again, video links will be in the description. I will totally link a video where I show you how to do that if you don't know. But if you do know, you're pretty good. You're in good shape. Okay, last thing I'm going to show you all is a kind of like a jacket, like an overcoat thing that you put over I don't know, a shirt. I literally don't even know what I'm talking about, but you'll see. You still need your 3 colors, so get that settled. I'll meet you back here, pause the video, no problem. Alright, and once you do have your colors, we're going to start the outlining process. You're just going to want to like cover both of your arms completely with your lightest color. And then since it is like an overcoat thing, like a jacket, you don't want to actually cover this entire area. I'm just going to go 2 in towards the inside of the torso. So you have this like nice little open space, like that's where a shirt would go. Again, this is a jacket. And then you can go as far down as you want on the legs. You could literally make it that long, or you could make it this long, or like even shorter. Like whatever makes you happy. Alright, and this is different than the other things that I've done in this video. Make sure you have your clone mode on, and we'll start over here on the arms. You're going to want to go to the very top and very bottom towards the inside, add 2 pixels just like that. And then down from the top, you're going to count 1, 2 pixels of space, and then add 2 pixels just like that. 1, 2 pixels of space, add 2 more pixels. Then you're going to take your second lightest color, and you're going to outline all the way to the end. All the way to the end. To the right of, or I guess left if you're on this side of these pixels. And also you're going to get in the middle just like this. So this is the bigger platter pattern that I was talking about. Like it's like a 2x2 square instead of a 1x1, which is interesting. It's cool. All right, still using this second lightest color, you're going to move onto the torso area, and directly to the left of these dark pixels that you added, you're just going to outline it with your second lightest. And make sure you do get both sides. Then you're going to take your darkest color again, and to the left of these, like the same row that you were on, add more of your darkest color, just like that. Then to finish it off, take your middle color and literally just a repeat of this row right here to finish it off. Add your middle color right here. And that is a cool pattern. Again, this is a little bit different than what we've been doing with the sides here. You're going to take whatever color is more towards the, like closest to the outside of this arm right here. You're going to have it go around just 1 pixel. Make sure you get this side too. Get your lightest one, do the same thing over here. And then you're going to take your darkest color, and you're going to create these 2x2 squares in the middle of the rows of your darker color. And over here it's only going to be like 1x2 since like you literally run out of length, but that's okay. And you're going to fill in these other squares with your second lightest color. Look like that. For the top, what I generally like to do is add a 2x2 square of your darkest color. Fill this in over here. And then fill this in over here like that. Like, it's really not like a set thing. It's just like kind of what happens. It doesn't have to look perfect on the top. No one's literally going to look up there. You can fool around with that if you want. You could also add like those 2 pixels like that. Whatever makes you happy. And then on the bottom, I continue the pattern of what's already been there. Just like this. So I'm just wrapping it around. Again, this is the wraparound thing that I keep talking about. And I have a little hole for the hands right there. It's like sleeves. For the inner layer right here, literally like everything I've been talking about, you just wrap around like everything that's been here. And make sure you get the other side too, since the mirror does not function with the torso. Up here, make sure you just wrap it all the way around here. And you also should fill in this area over here, because think about it, if you were wearing a jacket, your neck would be right here and it would wrap around there. You wouldn't just have a hole that goes all the way down to the back. That would be really weird. For the outer layer, we are going to move to the sleeves first. What I generally like to do is just fill in this lightest part over here. Maybe add something like that. Pretty simple. Maybe add something up here too. This is literally what I do with all my shirts. And then if you want to add something over here, maybe I'd like to outline this area just with the colors that are already there. Again, just moving it to the outer layer. Get something like that. That's cool. I like the color of this, by the way. I think it's a good color. And then make sure you wrap this outer layer all the way around. It should go like across and also to the back. But you can, for the sleeves, you can definitely use the Planet Minecraft clone feature. However, for the back, it's actually going to look a little bit different, obviously, since like this is open here. And your back is not going to be open like that. And I will show you how to do the back. All right, we're going to start. This is the head up here, by the way. We're going to start in the very middle. And just at the top near the head, you can add a 2x1 little of your darkest color, like a little rectangle. Skip 2, add a 2x2 gap, and add a square. Skip 2, add a square, skip 2, and then just finish the pattern like that. Then going on to the right, you can skip 2, add some dark, skip 2, add some dark, skip 2, add some dark. Do the same thing over here. And then also don't mind this incomplete area over here. I just trust that you guys knew what to do. Alright, make sure that's the darkest color. I was actually using the second darkest color, kind of awkward, whatever. And then you just fill in all this space so that your darkest color should be completely surrounded. Because next we're going to add the lightest color, and you don't want that to be touching the darkest color. So that would be too harsh of a contrast. So just like this. And then you could get your lightest color, boom, fill in everything else. And again, these sleeves on the back are going to be exactly the same. So it'll look just like this in the back too. And that should be good. Make sure you wrap this all the way around, continue that pattern around, or alternatively, if you did not have this here, you don't even have to worry about it. Maybe you did have more here and you want to wrap that around too. Great, you do that. But that should be your plaid. Make sure you get the outer layer on the sleeves over here as well. But congratulations, that is all I have to teach you guys today. Thank you so much for watching. If you did learn something, make sure to do the subscribing, the liking, commenting, all of that. Join my Discord server. You should do that too. And check out my Ko-Fi. Pretty cool if you want to support me. Commissions are open as always. Contact me on Discord. Just Jingles the cat. And I'll see you there. Have a great day.